Hello everyone, I am the Lore Explorer, and this is a Q&A. For 3,500 subscribers, I figured I'd do something a bit special and ask you guys to submit questions for a Q&A. But before I answer them, I want to thank you lovely people. It's been about a week since I, first asked for the questions for the celebration, and we're already up to 3,630 subscribers. Thank you guys so much, that's just so incredible to me. I really appreciate the support. So we're gonna start out with the easy questions first. A lot of people asked the same question, so I'm not going to, say who asked each question, but for each person that did ask a question, thank you very much. So the first question is, what is your favorite color? I like purple. I'm attracted to it, when I see it, I don't know, I just like it. I think I look good in it too. I don't know. Are you a dog or a cat person? Look at a cat. I'm bad at this. Look, cat. I like cats. I love dogs too. I've just never had a dog. I don't have a big yard. I've never had a big yard. I don't think it'd be fair to the dog. Not to say, some small dogs, they don't need much running around. They don't need much space. But yeah, I just don't have a dog. I do love them both though. But I'd say cat guy. I have a cat. I love her. So, yeah. So hobbies besides video games. I watch a lot of YouTube, like a lot of YouTube, and I'm a kind of a backyard astronomer, so I, at least once a week, I'll take my telescope out and, just point it at something, whatever. If I see a cool flashing star or whatever's happening up in the sky, I try to keep current with. And I like to learn. That's another thing, is I always keep my ear to the ground about new stuff in the scientific community and try to know about it. Not like understand it, because I'm not a scientist, but just know about it. But that's about it. So favorite games besides Outer Wilds. Kerbal Space Program by far is my second favorite game. I have over 750 hours in that game. I've sent a spaceship to every single planet, seen what they are. I wouldn't say, well, yeah, every single planet, but not every moon of every planet, but most of them. I just love it a lot. It's beautiful, challenging, fun, interesting, helps you learn. I like it a lot. Next would be Fallout New Vegas, specifically, and the other Fallouts. I do like the other Fallouts a lot. 76 wasn't all that much my thing. I did get to the last mission and couldn't beat it by myself, but yeah, Fallout would be next, and then after that would be Just Cause 3. I really like Just Cause 3. It's like an open world exploration. Well, there is some exploring, but open world blowy up stuff, and it's like a sandbox. You can take cars, fly helicopters, fly planes, do a lot of fun stuff. There's a jetpack if you have a DLC. It's fun. I appreciate that game. And there are a bunch of other ones too I like a lot, but those are the top three. So, how did you hear about Outer Wilds? So I think basically every algorithm in the world, I always liked space games, so it was kind of, showing me space games from the get-go. And I liked Outer Worlds. So every time I searched that up, I'd always see Outer Wilds. And when I, since I watch YouTube a lot, I saw a video, thumbnail of like a planet in Outer Wilds, and it interested me. I looked it up, and it took me a while to actually buy it, but I bought it and played it and couldn't stop. That was it. So when did you, and why did you start your channel? So I guess I sort of checked exactly. I think it was like June 2019. Might have been July 2019. I think it was actually, when did you start first making YouTube videos, which is the same. So, same question. When I started the channel in June, I think, 2019. And why did you start the channel? When I was, I played the game just for fun, you know what I mean? And after I was done, I talked to a bunch of people on Reddit, and there were still questions I had. So I searched up stuff on YouTube, and there were like one or two videos, and I felt like I could do the same thing. I felt I was in the position to make those videos. I've wanted to make YouTube videos for a long time. I built a computer specifically for it. I was probably going to make Fallout videos if I could bring a unique twist to it from the people who have already established in Fallout. But during that time, while I had the video, before I could get the motivation to make Fallout videos, Outer Wilds came out. And it was a perfect opportunity, since there was a gap there, and it was something I already wanted to do. I went to school for graphics, graphic design and multimedia, so I had a little bit of background there, and you guys liked it. So I kept going, and that's why I started the channel, and why I made the content I made too, because there was that gap there that no one else made content, and it was just perfect because I already knew a lot about it. So the next question is, do you plan to make a schedule for videos? So this one is a good question. So the way I do it now is just takes me a while to make a video, which is the next question, how long it takes. But it takes me a while to make a video, and when I'm done with it, I just put it out. I don't wait until, let's say, Friday. I guess it's not always certain that I can have the time to get one out by Friday. Here's the thing. I have to be productive. I have to make money. So if there comes a point where I'm able to make enough money on YouTube, then definitely, I'll definitely have a schedule. No doubt about it. Like I said, the next question is, how long does it take to make one video? On average, I'd say it takes about 10 hours to make a video, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. What I'll do is I get an idea for a video. I'll think back to the game on all the places. Let's say it's the Ash Twin projects. I'll think back to all the places that mention it, talk about it, have anything to do with it, and I'll go visit all those places so I have it fresh in my head, and then I'll write a script. Then I'll go back and record what is written in the script, what footage I need, maybe some background footage, and I'll put that footage in order in the editor to whatever what the script says, and then I will rewrite the script, a second draft, do the audio and then edit it all together, and then you gotta export it and render it and upload it and all that stuff. And it's a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of time. So that's it. About 10 to 12 hours, I'd say. So the next one is, will you enable ads, or are memberships your only plan to monetize the channel? The answer is, I already do have ads enabled. There are two reasons you might not be showed ads if you watch my videos. One is the algorithm for YouTube has determined that if you are shown ads, you will stop watching. That would do it. I mean, YouTube would say, okay, well, we need that watch time, so we're gonna keep ads away from you. The next one would be is if maybe you have an ad blocker on your computer, because ad blockers do block YouTube ads, and the bottom line is that would affect, it does affect my income on YouTube. I don't know how much, but it does. I know it does. So yes, I do have ads, and also yes, memberships and ads are my only plan to monetize the channel. Next question. What is your favorite video that you've made? Hands down, the video interview, or the email interview with Alex Beecham, the lead developer of Outer Wilds. Coming up with the questions was fun. Having him answer was awesome. I really appreciate that he took the time to do that. Just the experience. I really, really liked it. Now, besides that one, I would say probably the brief history of the Know My Timeline and the shuttle flight tutorial. I really liked both of those as well. So next, do you have help writing these videos? Someone said they imagine that I have help from professionals or teachers, and the answer is no. I'm an armchair scientist, I'd say. I don't have any formal education. No, I don't have any help. I'm writing myself. Thank you very much. That's a kind question. Next question is kind of a little off topic from Outer Wilds, but not really. Are you pleased with the state of your Discord? Yes, for the most part, I'm pleased with the state of the Discord. The size of it, you know what I mean? The membership, how many people are in it. The people that are in it, they're good people. I appreciate them. But there actually is one thing that I've noticed. It seems like some people are a bit alienated. Like, they'll come in, say hello once. Like, hello, and then 3 or 4 people will say hello and start joking back and forth. And immediately, that person just stops. They don't respond. So I've seen that happen a few times. I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but it's something I've noticed. Nobody's breaking any rules, but maybe the mods and I can get together and we'll chat about that, see if we can improve that. But yes, overall, I am really happy with the state of the Discord. The next question is, do you think there should be an expansion to Outer Wilds? Personally, I don't. I think they'd have a hard time shoehorning in into an already told story. I think the next question is kind of better suited, though. Do you think there should be an Outer Wilds 2? And I do think there should, or at least could be, an Outer Wilds 2, which kind of feeds on the next one, is, at least personally, how do you think the ideas of Outer Wilds could be expanded upon? So you'd clear it up a little bit more, you talk about it more, or go into different aspects of things, or I'm sure the lead developers have other ideas they'd like to talk about too, but I think it'd be cool if maybe you start out as, a race that already has the knowledge of the Ash Twin projects or the sending stuff back in time, and your goal is to create an object that you can send back in time continuously. It would take a while, but to make power. So you'd want to make enough power to send yourself to the beginning of the universe again, and your whole planet, your whole solar system, so you can continue living. You don't have to, die. But I think that'd be neat. You know what I mean? There's stuff they can do. There's a lot they could do with the game, and I would very much appreciate if they continued on with the ideas. So the next one would be, if you were to change something about Outer Wilds, what would it be? Add more trivial things. I understand why they didn't add them, but I would definitely add more trivial things, stuff about the Nomai, stuff about the Harthians, how they live, how they figured stuff out, their discoveries, what they think, what they believe, just all that kind of stuff. I think it's very interesting, and it would help me immerse myself in the world a little bit, and hopefully other people too. Let's see here. The next is other games like Outer Wilds. Unfortunately, my good friend, I have found no other games that parallel Outer Wilds. Not really that even give me the same feeling as Outer Wilds. Sadly. Very sadly. I wish I could find something. If you find something, let me know. Maybe, guys, let people know, or let this person know in the comments of games maybe you played that are similar to Outer Wilds, and I'll get use out of that too. So the next question is, do you think adding an instrument for the player character would make Outer Wilds a little bit better? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's meaningful that we don't have an instrument, yet we're the ones that take that song that seems so meaningful to the universe, to the eye. So we bring all of our friends and they play their music, and that seems to be what spawns the next universe, or at least what influences the next universe. And I think it's meaningful that during that time we just sit back and take that all in. We don't participate in that. We're just there for the ride, just like the whole game. We don't have any control if the piece of Brittle Hollow we're on is going to crash and fall off. We don't have any control what that song's going to be, but it's a beautiful song, and we're sort of responsible for that. So, sorry for probably the, inverse answer of what you thought you'd get, but I don't know. Favorite moment or discovery in the game? The person who asked this question said figuring out the Quantum Moon and the 6th location there, and I actually full-heartedly agree with that. My little kitten over here, right here, she's cute. Her name happens to be Solemnum, because that moment was so impactful to me. I was taken in by the cool little vortex in the sky, and I walked up on her and just stopped, dead in my tracks, and just looked for probably a minute, just looked at her. I was just so stunned. It was very impactful. So I agree with you there. There were other impactful moments like exploring the Sunless City. The music there really got me. I mean, just a lot of things. The Core of the Interloper. But okay. Next question. Which emotion would you say Outer Wilds evokes strongest for you? And that's a great question. I'd say the sense of wonder, really. I don't know if that's an emotion. Wonder. Maybe awe. You know what I mean? Because I was just hit with the feeling I want to explore this very much. And melancholy is a good way to describe it, as you mentioned. There was a lot of melancholy there. And unease in certain areas of the game. You get to the end game location, and I didn't think, not only should I not be there, this shouldn't be here. This should not be a thing. What is this? So, I don't know. I felt like that was a good feeling to have invoked in a game without even trying. I felt like the feeling of unease said a lot there. So, next. I've heard a lot about Outer Wilds being about letting go. What are your feelings on that? And this is another great question. Personally, I guess, yes, you have to let go of your friends. You have to let go of the solar system you grew up in. But you know what? You don't know you're letting go when you're going there. You just think you're taking a ride on the vessel. You have no idea what's about to happen. So I don't really agree with that. I feel like Outer Wilds is... It doesn't much have a message. It's a parallel of real life where if you can take something from it, it can be every choice sort of matters, every person matters, everything you do matters. We are flying a spaceship built by Slate, contributed by everybody in the Outer Wilds Venturers. We're using technology from the Nomai, which is a completely different race and had a completely different goal. But their goal and our technology come together, save the universe, and even if we all die, each of those choices made it possible for life to continue. And in real life right now, we're fighting a virus, and these medical professionals have information that they can fall back on from years and years and years of research from people who've done it before and maybe even gave their lives for that information. So I think that's the message that maybe people should take out of it, is do something with your life that maybe help the future and make choices that maybe are good ones. And even if you don't worry, because that choice made you who you are today and is going to help you guide the choices you make in the future. So at least that's what I get out of the game anyway. So the next question, what is your favorite game and why is it Outer Wilds? So I think that's just perfect. It is Outer Wilds, obviously, and it's because it transported me there to this solar system. And I was very interested in the story told. It was told great, and it was not only told through, there was no dialogue. You were told this through text and logs from the past. And that story entranced me, and it made me feel with, like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to say not trying to make me feel, because obviously it's designed probably in a way to invoke emotions, but it didn't tell you how you're supposed to feel like a lot of games. The music was subtle enough to just like play on the emotion you're already having and not try to make you have an emotion. And there's no PC telling you there or telling you what to think or do, or we gotta run, or it's on its own. It's unique and it's very powerful, I think. And that's why I appreciate it so much. So the next question is the last question, and it is what game do you want to cover next? And the game I want to cover next, I think, is Nier Automata. I've been playing it. It's interesting. It's going to be challenging to cover because as soon as you beat the game, it's like, okay, you have to play this again from another angle to experience it in its true potential. So I'm going to have my hands full there. I'm going to have to try to, make some videos on Outer Wilds in the meantime, or other, maybe like Kerbal Space Program, or just stuff to pass the time until I'm able to do that. But that's what I plan to do next. A question I actually missed here is, do you think Outer Wilds 2 should have multiplayer if it is, made? And yes, I actually very much do. There's a mod for Outer Wilds that adds multiplayer, and it is very fun. I don't think it should be more than just 2-player. I think it should be a 2-player game. Something you can play with a friend. You can go around, maybe even fly in the same spaceship if you want, and separate spaceships if you want. And, I think that would be a good time. That would be very fun. So, yeah, that's the Q&A, guys. I really appreciate all the questions here. A lot of them were duplicates, unfortunately, but they were the obvious ones, what I expected for my first Q&A. And I did expect a lot of questions about Outer Wilds, so I was happy to answer them. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for being a subscriber. I really appreciate it. And, if you want, you can become a member here on the channel now. There's some cool, things you unlock by doing that. You become able to use emojis in the live streams and in my comment sections. You are able to watch live streams from the past. I guess there are a few live streams you're able to watch. Every future live stream will be set to members only, and you get a cool little role on the Discord, depending on which tier you choose. And if you do a $5 above tier, you get a custom role. So you get to pick whatever role you want, whatever color you want, which is pretty cool. I hope you guys appreciated the video. I hope it helped you guys get to know me a little better and, shed some light on my opinions on the game and stuff like that. So thank you guys. Hope to catch you in the next video.